Good morning. Welcome to our absolutely wonderful Wednesday. Today is wonderful because today we're starting a beautiful book, and I had scheduled this book for a little later, but I truly believe Diwali is around the corner and we need a little of self-love. So we'll start with mirror work. For those of us who are having problems with our health, this will help us. For those of us who are having problem with our self-esteem, it will help us. And of course, in a couple of days, we're starting to tapping into wealth, a book which will help us amass wealth and energy. So now, just as we're starting, let's start our morning with peak state programming, our power of dreams programming, so that we can manifest our dreams. So more power to us. Rahul, so the music, yes. More power to our dreams, more power to us. And is it okay if I start with the meditation today? I'm guided to do a meditation today, and I was just hoping that we're starting a new book today, and we're going to start with mirror work. So is it okay if we start the meditation today? At the beginning, is everyone okay? If yes, put in the chat box. Or if people want to wait in. So I have less of yeses. In that case, let's start with mirror work. Okay, if you're ready, good. Let's start the meditation. Later, please. Okay. Even if one of us says later, it's fine because I want to go with the flow. I don't want to break the flow. And all right. So Ritesh sir, Sanjay sir, sorry, Rahul sir, let's bring on mirror work for everyone. I want to introduce this book to you because it's very, very, very beautiful. It's something that that's something that we keep doing for our lives. Like it's really, really amazing. And I suggest that all of you, if you like it, please invest into a copy because it's nice to have this copy in front of us. So as it says, Louise Hay's Mirror Work, it's a 21-day program and it's definitely healing our life. Let's turn the book, please. Yes. Okay, so please turn it. So this is a very beautiful book, and yes, for all those who are ready to experience the joy of mirror magic. So it's something that is very, very amazing. It's divided into 3 weeks. Each week has one particular intention for all of us. First week will be very simple. It's about loving ourselves, letting go of all the old baggage that we have, and releasing the critic which we are trying to release even in the magical world. But this critic is important to release because he or she is criticizing the way we are, how we are in front of the mirror. Next week, it's very, 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 very deep. It's very, very deep. I don't know how deep I all talk about it. It's like it makes you, it shakes you, it breaks you, it makes you. It's very interesting. And third week, by then, you are pretty much in the grind and you're learning. So one request, the way we had our magic book, similarly in this book, you will have to work every single day on yourself. So let's unfold it further. So welcome, dear ones, to my 21-day course on mirror work. It is based on my popular video called Loving Yourself. Over the next 3 weeks, you will learn how to transform your life simply by looking into a mirror. Mirror work, looking deeply into your eyes and repeating affirmations, is the most effective method I found for learning to love yourself and see the world as a safe and loving place. I have been teaching people how to do mirror work for as long as I have been teaching affirmations. Put simply, whatever we say or think is an affirmation. All of your self talk, the dialogue in your head, is a stream of affirmations. These affirmations are messages to your subconscious mind that establish habitual ways of thinking and behaving. Positive affirmations plant healing thoughts and ideas that support you in developing self confidence and self esteem and creating peace of mind and inner joy. The most powerful affirmations are those you say out loud when you are in front of your mirror. The mirror reflects back to you the feelings you have about yourself. It makes you immediately aware of where you are resisting and where you're open and flowing. It clearly shows you that what thoughts you will need to change if you want to have a joyous, fulfilling life. As you learn to do mirror work, you will become much more aware of the words you say and the things you do. So a lot of times हमें पता ही नहीं होता कि हम कुछ चीजें बोल रहे होते हैं that they are affirmations. वो नेगेटिव भी हैं तो भी affirmations है because आपका brain वो register कर रहा है and subconscious mind में conditioning होती जा रही है. Now the mirror reflects back to you the feelings you have about yourself. It makes you immediately aware of where you're resisting and where you're open and flowing. It clearly shows you what thoughts you will need to change if you want to have a joyous, fulfilling life. As you learn to mirror work, you will become much more aware of the words you say and the things you do. You will learn to take care of yourself on the deeper level that you have never done before. When something good happens in your life, you will go to the mirror and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's terrific. Thank you for doing this. If something bad happens to you, you can go to the mirror and say, okay, I love you. This thing has just happened, it'll pass. But I love you, and that's forever. So we must adorn these words or these lines of this too shall pass and appreciation is very, very important. For most of us, sitting in front of a mirror and facing ourselves is very difficult at first. For me, it was very difficult. So we shall call this process mirror work. But as you continue, you'll become less self-critical and the work turns into mirror play. Very soon, your mirror becomes a companion, a dear friend instead of an enemy. Doing mirror work is one of the most loving gifts you can give to yourself. It takes only a second to say, hey kid, or looking good, or isn't this fun? So very beautifully, you'll all be learning to compliment yourself. It's so important to give yourself little positive messages throughout the day. The more you use mirrors for complimenting yourself, approving of yourself, and supporting yourself during difficult times, the deeper and more enjoyable your relationship with yourself will become. You may be wondering, why 21 days for the program? Can you totally transform your life in just 3 weeks? Maybe not totally, but you can plant the seeds. As you continue to do the mirror work, these seeds develop into new healthy habits of mind that open the door to a joyous and fulfilling life. So let's begin. So one thing is, we have audio meditations by Louise Hay, and we've put them on our YouTube channel. So every day, Amrita will send you one of the YouTube channels, so it's easier for you to, access it. So it was just so there'll be no graphics. It'll just be an audio, but on YouTube. So you can just download yourself. But nonetheless, Amrita will send that to you every single day. So yes, let's start. So now we're entering our week 1. It's a very, very, very special book. So please brace yourselves up to know what's coming our way. A lot of you will be like, oh, so what's a big deal? But when you go in front of the mirror, you'll find that it is a big deal, mostly. And some of you will be comfortable, so more power to you. So day 1, loving yourself. It is so important to love yourself. Mirror work can help you build the most important relationship of your life, your relationship with yourself. When you begin your mirror work, you may think it's too easy or even silly. A lot of things that you suggest that you do over the next 21 days may at first appear too simple to make a difference. but I have learned that the simplest actions are often the most important. One small change in your thinking can lead to huge changes in your life. Each day we will address a different theme. I will begin with some thoughts on the theme and then give you a mirror work exercise. I would like you to practice throughout the day. You can begin in the morning by doing the exercise in front of your bathroom mirror, and then during the day, you can repeat it whenever you pass a mirror or see your reflection in a window. You can also carry a pocket mirror with you and use it instead of mirror work whenever you have few minutes to spare. So gone are the days of pocket mirror, right? The book is really old. So you have your mobiles with selfie mode on. Those can become your mirrors. So get in the habit of practicing this because you need to practice it. If you're homebound, fabulous. Then it's not a big deal. If you're office bound, you do have a loose in the bathroom, just go for a mirror work break. I urge you to keep a journal as you do your mirror work. So for this journal, I've already given you guys a journal called Brahma in Hindi. It's Reflections Journals Takeaway. So use that, or you can even use your Abhivyakti, that book which is plain. So you can use that also, blue cover one. So jot down your thoughts, your feelings as you can see how you're progressing. Each day, I will give you a journaling exercise suggesting a few questions to help you get started. I believe that each of us has a power within us, a higher self connected to the universal power that loves and sustains us and brings us prosperity of every kind. Journaling will help you connect with this force. You will see that you have within you all that you need to grow and change. Each day, I will also provide you with a hard thought to support your mirror work and an affirmation to help you put the day's theme into action. Finally, I offer a guided meditation. I suggest that you sit down quietly before you go to bed and reflect on how these ideas can make your life a little easier and a lot better. You can read the meditation in the book, or if you prefer, listen to the audio version from which it was adapted. So what I'm going to do is, first, I'm going to make you do the mirror work exercise along with a couple of others as a meditation when we end the course. And every other day, you will get Louise Hay's mirror work in her audio also. So you'll have both the advantages. But just because you've done my morning, don't ignore Louise Hay's because her voice is healing by itself. So what is our day one exercise? We have to either stand or sit in front of your bathroom mirror. So I have a mirror in my bedroom, like in one of my walls has a mirror. So I put a stool in front of that and I sit on that because it's sometimes when you're standing, you tend to get diverted. So you see what works. In fact, I have tall mirrors in my, in my walk-in closet as well. So even there, and I look, and it's from all sides. It's very, very deep. Look into your eyes. Take a deep breath and say this affirmation. I want to like you. I want to really learn to love you. Let's go for it and really have some fun. So yeah, you might find that's looking very weird to all of you, but I don't know how many of us truly like what we see in the mirror. Or do we start thinking, oh, this needs to change, this needs to change, or this is not good, or this is not good, or this is not good, something or the other, or something about the body. So it's very important to learn to like us the way we are, because the way we are, when we start liking ourselves, then whatever changes we want start happening. And remember, today is also the full moon meditation. Today is the day to surrender. Today, starting mirror work is even more amazing because you're going to start surrendering and start loving and accepting as well, right? So take another deep breath and say, I am learning to really like you. I am learning to really love you. This is the first exercise, and I know it can be a little challenging, but please stay with it. Keep taking deep breaths, keep looking into your eyes, using your own name as you say, I'm willing to learn to love you and your name. I'm willing to really learn to love you. Throughout the day, each time you pass a mirror or see a reflection, please repeat this affirmation, even if you have to do it silently. At first, when you do your mirror work, you may feel silly or stupid repeating the affirmations. You may even be angry or want to cry. That's all right. In fact, it's quite normal. And you're not alone in this. Remember that I'm right here with you. I have been through this too, and tomorrow is a new day. So, for all of you who are new to this, it sounds silly that this line is such a simple, silly line, and that's today's work. But Louise Hay has gone through it. I have gone through it, and a lot of people have gone through it. And it is a revelation into your deeper world of your psyche, which you're not even aware of. So at least try it and let's see where we succeed. So in the last batch, we had two people who were very comfortable to say this in front of the mirror, and they kind of fell in love with themselves even more. And both of them are in this batch also. One is Asmeet and one is Prakash. So they were very, very comfortable and they had a whale of a time. In fact, they love themselves a bit more now. So it's amazing to feel that. It's amazing to not feel that. The power is within you. Our day one journaling exercise, after you finish your morning mirror work, write down your feelings and observations. Did you feel angry or upset or silly? So even if one word is okay, whatever you felt, just write like, I felt this when I did this affirmation. You must write the reason because otherwise later on you'll forget and we have to review this also. So please mention today's date, 20th, 10, 21. Please write mirror work day one. And then you write the answer one. After saying my affirmations, I felt this. So it's nice to kind of, write it properly because you will have to review it. Number two, 6 hours after. For example, we finish the course at 6:30. 6:30, you start doing the mirror work first time. So 12:30 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, we repeat. What do we do? Same thing again, we look in the mirror and we say the same thing for it. And we just see how are you feeling about it. As you continued to practice your mirror work formally and informally, did you start to believe what you were saying to yourself? So you said in the morning, I want to love you, I want to like you, or you've said something. Did you actually believe that you're saying that about yourself? Did you do that? Keep track of any changes in your behavior or your beliefs over the course of the day. Did the exercise get easier or did you continue to find difficult after doing it for a while? 4, at the end of the day, before you go to bed, write down what you learned from doing your mirror work. Your heart thought for the day one. So if we do mirror work to create good in our lives, but there's a part of us that doesn't believe we are worth it, we're not going to believe the words we are saying as we look in the mirror. We will reach a point at which we start thinking, mirror work doesn't work. The truth is, the perception that mirror work doesn't work has nothing to do with the mirror work itself or the affirmations we say. The problem is that we don't believe we deserve all the good that life has to offer. If that's your belief, then affirm, I am open and receptive. Today, we will have 2 heart thoughts, one from mirror work. So I'm going to write down in the exercise journal, mirror work heart thought, and I'm going to write the other heart thought. So don't get confused, but we have to start writing both of them. Rahul, so I'll request you to download the scanned version from tomorrow because this one is not completely adept. It's not fully updated. I don't know why. So maybe you can download that version today or we'll compare this. Next, today is our day one meditation. And I would like to do the meditation immediately when we've read this rather than later, because we need to understand that we are in this journey and we'll finish the meditation first. And then we'll move on to our Surya Namaskar and then the book. But if you prefer to conclude with the meditation, please let me know. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're more comfortable with is what we do. I'm absolutely comfortable with the meditation in the end also because ultimately this journey will continue. What do you prefer? You prefer what we've been doing for so far, so good, or you prefer a break in this because it's just a meditation at the end? Okay, cool. So I've got my answer. So now it's 20 minutes since we've ended the session. So let's just do our Surya Namaskar and then we will do our second book and finish with meditation.
The Surya Namaskar with mantras. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaye Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Khagaye Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichai Namaha. Om Adityay Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkay Namaha. Om Bhaskaray Namaha. Salutations to the universal friend. Salutations to the resplendent sun. Salutations to the energy that induces activity within us. Salutations to the one who illumines. Salutations to the sun moving across the sky. Salutations to the giver of strength. Salutations to the golden cosmic self. Salutations to the Lord of the dawn. Salutations to the son of Aditi, the cosmic mother. Salutations to the benevolent mother. Salutations to the energy that we praise, and to the one who guides us to salvation. The sun salutation now with the names of the postures, both in Sanskrit and English. Pranamasana, Hastuttanasana, Madhahastasana, left leg back, Ashvasanchalanasana, Parvatasana, and hold this position, and now slowly progressing into the deeper version of Parvatasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Ashtang Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left forward Ashvasanchalanasana, Padahastasana, Hastuttanasana, Pranamasana. On the right side, prayer position, raised arms pose, hand to feet pose, right leg back, equestrian pose, mountain pose, hold mountain pose, and slowly moving into the deeper version of mountain, the downward facing dog. Salute with 8 limbs, cobra, press back to mountain, right forward equestrian pose, hand to feet pose, raised arms position, prayer pose. One round of the sun salutation with awareness on the breathing. So exhaling our hands to the chest, pranam. Inhaling as we bend back. We exhale as we fold forward. Left leg back, inhale as we're arching back. Exhale into the forward. Hold the breath for knees, chest, chin. Inhale as we arch back. Exhale into the forward. Left leg forward, inhale. This is a back bend. Exhale whenever we bend forward. Inhale as we bend back. Exhale, hands to the chest. And on the right, deep breathing. Exhale. A deep inhale. A long exhale. Right leg back with an inhale. And exhale. Hold the breath. Inhale and exhale. Right leg forward with a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
So amazing. After taking our blessings, we can move on to our book for the day. And how many of us have started applying and finding results in our beautiful book of Simple Steps to Impossible Dreams? It's time the way you're coming to a closure. And that is the reason why I have begun mirror work, because one assignment is over and the second one starts. That's the idea. So you started. Very nice, Richard. So let's have the book in front of all of us, Rahul sir. So we have talked about the time inventory. We've talked about, okay, so sorry, Luke Cotino was here first. Yes. So so we've been talking about detoxifying our lungs, our kidney, our liver, and today's about this particular thing, which is very, very easy. It's kidney. We've already sent you the details of how we've planned out the yearly calendar and the monthly calendar. So just see when you want to schedule it. So kidneys are very, very important to be detoxed as well. It's very simple. For your kidney detox, it just is going to expel our salts and toxins from our body. And the cleaner we keep them, the healthier we'll all be. So the following recipe is for a kidney cleanse. And we have 250 grams of parsley or dhania from the market coriander. We can pick that up. Or you can even pick up 500 grams of coriander, whatever you're comfortable with. Or 500 grams of parsley. Or if you don't get parsley or coriander, you can also get 200 grams of brown, dried, unroasted watermelon seeds. जहाँ seeds मिलते हैं वहाँ मिल जाएगा. I think dhania is the easiest being in India, but you see what works. Take 2 vessels. In one vessel, add the ingredients and pour water on it. Now 4 cups of water or 3 fingers width over the ingredients. So when you dip your thing, you can just see is it 3 finger width or not. Strain and pour that into the other vessel. Put the boiled ingredients back into the first vessel and follow the same procedure over and over again until the ingredients are slightly discolored. And you have 1 liter left of the liquid. So very important that wo color pani mein aa jayega. Do we have that? Slowly pour the concoction from the second vessel into a jug or a glass bottle, being careful to allow the sediment to settle at the bottom of the vessel. Niche thodi mitti and there's a little grub there. Let that be, usko mat karega. You just have to pour the upar ka good water. Now the infusion is ready. You have to have 200 ml on an empty stomach, 200 ml every 3 hours thereafter till it is over. अब ये 3 घंटे करना है, 2.5 घंटे करना है, depends upon you. I do it 3 hours because 12 hours तो लगते ही हैं इस पे करने में. So you see what works for you. Now in this, what will happen is you will want to frequent going to the loo very often. So again, any detox that is done, it should be done when you are completely at home and not traveling to work, unless not you're doing the liver detox. जब आप you can work half the day and come back home and start at 6. But उसके लिए you have to have little pre-तैयारी. If not, immediately भी कर सकते हैं. So sometimes your head, सर में दर्द भी होगा because there's excess water and remember जब सर में दर्द होता है ना, इसका मतलब आपकी body में toxins हैं. Take the pain. Don't have any medicine. Just when you have a headache, all you have to do is just lie down. Sometimes over water से भी headache होता है. So that's it. And sometimes flushing out से भी होता है. It's okay. Headache means your body is asking for rest. So just sleep that time. We can repeat this every 2 weeks for about 8 weeks in all. So we have 2 weeks. So so 8 weeks you'll be doing it 4 times maximum, right? If we do all of these detoxes, believe me, we are kind of giving our body a longevity, longer life, because you're cleaning your body completely. Lungs ko clean kiya, kidney ko clean kiya, liver ko kiya, and this will really help all of us. So thank you, Rahul sir, for showcasing this book. So Kalse sir, let's start with Luke Cotino, then let's move on to mirror work, then let's have a meditation, and thereafter our next book. So what are you saying? You're saying thank you for the detox flyer. They're amazing. So Richa, they have been made by Karishma. She was in our batch too. I requested her to do it and she did it beautifully. So thanks to Karishma, the Karishma Gala, that we have these flyers. So they've been planned out for a Sangha. Okay. So here we are in this beautiful journey. Yesterday we spoke about our entire structure, how we can plan our laser accurate priority planning, what should be more important, what are the time chunks that are being wasted, how are we going about it. Today we'll take it a little further and we'll start understanding how can we take some measures and come on track with our planning. So are we on section 5? I think we are on point number 5. I forgot to mark yesterday. Okay. So identify your time robbers and take preemptive measures to protect yourself against them. So yesterday we spoke about time robbers and how they just come and they rob our time away. And this we talked about 5 pages ago. So in page number 243, you identified various time robbers that interrupt your day and impede your productivity. Now that you've done that, you have taken preemptive measures and steps to keep you from being a victim of this intrusion. Now is the time for something new. What is that? To understand that a good number of these intrusions can be thwarted by correcting using a daily planner. For example, you can set aside a specific time to take or make low priority phone calls. When these calls come in, someone else can tell the caller that you can't talk right now, but will be available at a particular time to take the call. You can do the same thing with face-to-face interruptions. So, of course, in our business coaching, we were talked about the power of having an EA, executive assistant, who does all these calls and who like looks after, and she or he understand and they kind of sideline the calls. But if you have an hour or half an hour schedule, which all mundane kind of activities can come in, please do that for yourself. शुरू में आपको अटपटा लगेगा, you'll find it odd that, okay, how can I do it? How can I be so rude? But it's okay to give yourself some time and value, because first things first, all this is extra. Unless and until it's a parent calling and you just can't avoid, then please be there. Now, my wife has several friends, says Stephen Cott, who will talk to her on the phone for an hour at a time. Shannon is so afraid of hurting their feelings that she will kindly listen no matter how long the conversation is. She will then be extremely frustrated because she has let more important matters get pushed back and by an entire hour and sometimes even to the next day. To make matters worse, she has 5 or 6 friends that would like to have long conversations, not once a month or once a week, but once a day. None of them have a clue about how hectic Shannon's schedule is. They don't realize all the urgent and important demands on her time that as a result get postponed or set aside. These lengthy calls and the frustration they can create are not their fault. They are Shannon's fault. She really cares about her friends and wants to give them all the time they need. But if you would simply begin the conversation with a phrase like, I've got only 10 minutes right now, so if we can cover everything in 10 minutes, I can talk now. Otherwise, we should talk later. Then 9 times out of 10, her girlfriends would be more succinct. Shannon would then capture 50 minutes back of what would otherwise be an hour phone call. So sometimes I think a lot of women and men will relate to such kind of friends who love to talk on the phone and they have all the time in the world. Even sitting in their offices, they are so free that they're very comfortable to talk for an hour. More power to them if they actually generally have the time. But usually they are talking because they haven't got a planner. They're just going the day by the hour. They haven't planned that thing out. But you have planned. If you think you have prioritized something else, please give that a priority. Remember, you have to give that an importance. Without you giving your timetable, your planner importance, it will not work for you. So one of the great benefits of a Franklin Covey time management seminar is that it shows specific ways to deal with each of your time robbers. You can deal with urgencies in the same matter. You can allocate a specific time period in your day to deal with all unimportant urgencies. Surprisingly, most urgencies are less important than the tasks that divert you from. So ultimately, you know what happens, how it happens. So just yesterday evening, I got a call that, afternoon that I have to rush with a friend of mine. Her mom was not well. So we rushed. Of course, we rushed and we couldn't save her as well. She had a heart attack on the way and there was no chauffeur. So we kind of drove her down. So it was something which was unscheduled, but it coincided. Even if it hadn't coincided with my work plan, I would have made it. So if something needs that kind of attention, it's urgent, right? But if something can be dealt with later, please try and see how it works. I'm not saying that we become mindless. We should be mindful, we should be compassionate, but we should also know how to go about it. So that's something we've learned about the preemptive measures that we've taken. And to be a little saying that I will call you back at this time. So you probably have planned 5 to 6 in the evening as a free time. Just say I'll call you back at 5. So at least the person has that hope of you calling them back. And you have just used 10 minutes and instead of 1 hour. So for those of us who have friends like these, more power. Number 6, plan and prioritize your day before it starts. This is something we've spoken about it, and we are again going to reiterate about it. Here again, an effective day planner and the knowledge of how to correctly use it is critical. I have tried all kinds of day planners and organizers, and as far as I'm concerned, the Franklin Day Planner is by far the most effective of its kind. Planning and prioritizing your day begins either the night before or in the morning before your day begins. This usually only takes me 5 to 15 minutes. I start by making a list of all the tasks I would like to accomplish during the day. I list every one I can think of without prioritizing them. Franklin's daily pages have a column for that list. Next, I put every item on the task list into a value category, placing an A representing high value, B, medium value, or C, low value by each item. So whether you put it a 1, 2, 3 in your priority list or whether you put A, B, C depends upon you. But until you have made a list of what all has to be done, and then the priority, and then the hours, it doesn't get done. And you'll be very surprised to know, कभी कभी हमें लगता है कि अरे इतना तो कुछ important है ही नहीं, क्या लिखना है, क्या plan करना है. But when you start writing down, you become so effective that even people who are looking after their homes, you're doing a very big job. So homemaking में भी बहुत कुछ होता है जो आपने you've put in the back burner or you've just forgotten about it. आपकी efficiency बढ़ जाती है when you start planning your day. So many things come up which needed your attention, but कभी सोचा ही नहीं कि time मिलेगा भी इनके लिए. फिर एकदम से time ही time मिल जाता है because everything is in sync with how life will unfold. I then put a number by each task in the A category, according to category priority, beginning with 1 for the highest priority and writing down. I do the same for B and the C task. By doing this simple exercise, a C task, no matter how squeaky the wheels may be, will never cut in line ahead of an A task. I will not be sidetracked to complete B4 before I complete A1. Once you begin the system, you will be amazed by the number of high priority tasks you'll complete each day. You'll also be amazed by how the system insulates you from time robbers and unimportant urgencies. So very, very important for us to understand that once we start writing down, a lot of things will come up, which have been ignored, right? As you talked about it. And when you write the ABC and in that A1, A2, A4, or B1 to B4, C1 to C4, you realize that you're becoming very effective. And the C category, which doesn't happen today in AB and tomorrow, if there's no AB, at least can be done tomorrow. At least you've written down the system. Now, number 7. So let's conclude the number 6 point last paragraph I forgot to read. So by doing this, we are very much in sync with what we have planned. Now, if there's any way you can attend one of Franklin Covey's time management seminars called Time Quest seminars, it will be one of the most important turning points in your life. So that's a sales pitch, but it's also an amazing seminar. So, but we have kind of concluded and covered that. So if we need that, that's for people who are very, very, very hard pressed on time. So they really benefit from that system. Number 7, execute your day according to your priorities. Once you have planned your day, simply carry out each task according to its lettered and numbered priority. As unimportant urgencies invade your day, politely force them into set aside time for urgencies, either that day or sometime later in the week. You can determine their level of importance by comparing them to your prioritized task list and seeing where they should fit in line. If someone in authority requests or demands that you attend to an urgency that shouldn't replace a higher priority task, explain the task you will be forced to put aside and show the full weight of what is being asked of you. So when you do this, your supervisor will often agree with your priorities and either give the task to someone else or move its completion date back to fit in with your prioritized schedule. So कई बार people take us for granted. If we start telling them, okay, this is what I had planned, ये करूं कि तुम्हारा वाला काम करूं. For example, immediately the person will say, okay, this I'll do, आप अपना continue कर लो, or whatever. You're transparent because you have something to fall back on. Remember, half the times you don't even tell people and we assume they will understand the importance. There is no harm in having that 1-minute dialogue of telling them the urgency of your schedule vis-a-vis thinking कि अरे वो समझ जाएगा. So once you're clarifying, The more communication we make with anyone, the more solutions we have. So communication is an art, and we're kind of all mastering that by now. So now the next point is, how do we keep on track 1 minute at a time? If you have a wristwatch or a clock in front of you, take a moment and look at the angle or space between the minute mark on the dial. The tiny little angles is 3 degrees. When the Apollo spacecrafts were launched from Cape Canaveral, if their course was off by the same tiny angle, 1 minute or 3 degrees, they would have had missed the center of the moon. Not by the same tiny fraction of an inch, but rather by a distance of 13,000 miles. So the 3 degree is so huge when it comes to the rocket, where it is spaced out, right? Then it's going to be 13,000 miles. In other words, if you have stacked 5 more moons on top of our moon, the rocket would have missed the entire stack. The same is true in the pursuit of dreams. If you get off course even a tiny little bit, you can miss your dream by miles. If the effective priority planning not only empowers you towards your dreams, it keeps you on course and on schedule, hour by hour, day by day. So I don't know how many of you have realized the power of scheduling. How many of you have realized that so much gets done in such little time when your plan vis-a-vis being erratic, when you're wasting so much of time thinking, procrastinating, planning, which is done beforehand. When you're doing a bulk planning in a shorter time, you're very, very productive. And then day becomes productive. And then everything gets done very, very soon. In our pursuit of our dream world, where we have so many dreams, it could be physical, emotional, financial, or whatever we have. If we write them down, if we break them into goals, tasks, and timelines, and if we stick to this analogy, we will definitely never go off track. And even if we go off track, our timeline will bring us on track, and we can review our timeline, right? At least it's not lost and done and dusted. In chapter 10, I gave a working definition of your personal productivity. The degree and quantity of significant accomplishments you are able to achieve in a limited amount of time that reflect your true values, dreams, and goals. So why has the author used the word true values? Aadhi baar to we're not true to ourselves. Firstly, we have engaged ourselves what our desires, what our whims, what our fancies are, and we're going with what societal pressures are. So our true values, and dreams, and goals are lost in the on superfluously are the societal values. So that is something why we need to understand that I need to give myself priority. Today we've done the first day of mirror work, where I am a priority, where I have to start learning to love myself. And then my work is a priority because I need to schedule it. So no matter whatever position I'm in my life, whatever I'm handling, I do have to give a priority. I can't just, for example, if your milk vendor comes in the morning, you can't schedule it in the evening. He'll come in the morning, you have to take the milk in the morning or plan accordingly. You can't keep stalling. Priority is priority. What has to be done must be done. If you're a homemaker, you don't need to look into your child's education. You need to look into it. There's no two hoots about it. But if you're busy in some other work, you will not be a good parent either, even then you're home. You're not going to be able to make things meet. And very often you hear homemakers say, time hi nahi milta, because they're not organized enough. So this beautiful science that's coming our way, please don't take it very lightly. Even if you're not working as a professional, it's going to help you as a human being, as a person, or every person has a lot of responsibilities. Don't let this slip by. If you have had an unlimited amount of time to achieve your dreams, priority planning would be necessary. But time is the most irrevocably limited resource you possess. Because time is the only constant, right? So your time is the most important. It's like an escalator or a moving sidewalk. It only moves in one direction, and that is towards its end. When you reach its end, there is no going back. So all of us know this. We can never go back. Yesterday, if something didn't happen, we can't go back to yesterday. It's either right now or coming future. So if we hope to achieve our most important dreams, we must be aware of this most limited and precious resource. We must be ever conscious that we have to spend 24 hours of time every day, and once spent, they will never be replaced. So whether we're awake or asleep, working or playing, doing important things or foolish things. Time just keeps moving us closer and closer to our ultimate end. How tragic that such a limited resource is more valuable than all the gold in the world is so often wasted. My hope is that you will begin to recognize the incredible value of your time and make the absolute most of every waking hour, and then you take responsibility and control of your time. You can achieve your most important dreams, but to do so, you must ignite the seventh and critically important engine. What is this engine? Time planning, priority planning. So if we don't do that, it will not work. Now let's summarize this chapter on the next page of what we've learned of engine number 7. Now the power secret number 13. So remember, we had 7 engines we've talked about and 6 chains that we've cut off. Together, they've come to number 13, the last of this book. Taking control of your life, 1 minute at a time. Now, those of us who haven't done it, today is again yet another chance. And today is also the full moon, so please use it. So Sunday, if you've still missed, today is again, you can use it. Complete the following exercises in your notebook. Follow the sample form, which was given to us time-wise, hour-wise. Fill in how you think you spend each hour in a typical week. Then circle every hour that is an elective block of time. Your second copy of this form, every couple of hours, record what you did in the preceding hours. एक हमने plan किया था to do और एक हमने actually क्या किया है. Take it with you everywhere you go for a week. So you don't have to take it. If you have apps, you can very well, work on your apps also. So many apps are there. OneNote is there. So many apps are there. In fact, I think Kunal had shared his journals, his pages, which he done on OneNote. So there are a lot of things available online. Once again, circle every hour that is an elective block of time. At the end of the week, compare this actual log of your time with your guesstimate log. So one you've guessed and one you've done. Begin to consider how you can replace good use of elective blocks of time with uses that reflect your greatest value, highest priorities, and most important dreams. One thing is, the things which have priority should be done with fresh mind. So if you need to do it, you do it either first thing in the morning, or when you start doing it, please take 3 deep breaths in, center, balance, align yourself, because you don't want to come with the baggage of doing something very important. If they're a priority, give them the right adequate attention, and they will definitely help you to turn your dreams into actual goals, into actual results. Make a list of any activities that you think you can delegate now or in the future. Then write out a plan on how you can begin to delegate each activity with a deadline for accomplishing that plan. If you haven't done it, use a list of page number 243 to identify the time robbers that interrupt your day and keep you from achieving your highest priority task. Determine a routine for beginning to deal with them in a non-urgent manner. So what do we understand from this? We have a guesstimate, we have a schedule planned for us, and one is that we do something based on that, not exactly there, but there. And what is deterrent? जो भी time robbers आते हैं, उनको हम लिखते हैं कि okay, this robbed my time and I have to be more careful with this. Planning is important. Execution is even more important. Plan will always stay in a plan if there's not executed. So if you don't already have a day plan and that enables you to effectively plan and prioritize your day, purchase what I believe is the best day planner and planning system on the market today, the Franklin Day Planner. But there are a lot of them which are available on many other platforms. So you can, because this book is so old, so hence it's the old stuff. Google Calendar works for you. Good if that works for you. But for me, that's very, very, very basic. But if that works for you and you have half-hour, 1-hour slots, and if that works, even that's more power to you. Spend a few minutes each night planning and prioritize your daily tasks and activities for the next day. Follow the system outlined on page number 249. Begin to exercise your day according to your priorities rather than your urgencies. So now, any questions about this? Because we're going to be moving into the part 4. So any questions? Let me just see if there's some. Elective block of time is what you're electing, which is blocking your time up consciously, unconsciously. आपका कहाँ time waste हो रहा है, ज़ाया हो रहा है, जहाँ आपको Usko choose karna hai, elect karna hai, and you have to replace it with something which is adding more value to it. So they are also called the time robbers. So and क्या चीज आपको elect करके उसको importance देना है जिसको आपको पहले करना है. And that all this will come out जब आप analyze करेंगे to do में and what's done में. तब आपको मालूम पड़ेगा किस में आपका टाइम बहुत जाया हो रहा है, किस में आपको ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देनी है, प्रायोरिटी कहाँ देनी है. That I hope Jitendra ji that's clear. Okay. Rahul, so there are no questions, so we can move on to the part 4 of this book. So now this is the last part of this book. It's blasting off. Destination, your impossible dream. So this is like the finale. Let's turn it again. The fuel for all 7 engines was Oprah Winfrey passion. A life-changing choice anyone can make. Passion fuels all 7 engines. How Oprah won my heart with a single statement. The first time I saw Oprah Winfrey was when she appeared in her first interview with Barbara Walters. It was shortly after she had made her acting debut in The Color Purple. Her daily talk show was just starting to be syndicated nationally, and I had not yet seen it or the film. As Barbara interviewed her, I was impressed with both her demeanor and her answers. I was already starting to like her when Barbara asked her a question that set up what I believe was a defining moment of the interview. Oprah's answer made me want to reach into the television set and give her the kind of hug I give my kids when they say or do something that makes my heart soar with pride. Barbara's question went something like this. Oprah, what was it like growing up as a little girl in the Deep South? It must have been terrible feeling the devastating pangs of discrimination. With her one-sentence answer, Oprah not only stunned and baffled Barbara Walters, she won my respect and admiration for life. Barbara, I discovered very early in life that there is no discrimination against excellence. Wow. I jumped to my feet and applauded. Barbara seemed so surprised, so she didn't even know what to say next. I'm not sure how many of you got goosebumps when you read this so carefully, but let's continue. I'm sure she had prepared a line of follow-up questions, but Oprah's answer gave her no place to go. I have to believe that Oprah did experience discrimination and the hurt that goes along with it, both in her childhood and at other times in her life. And if I'm right, it makes her answer all the more powerful and revealing about her and her character. It tells me that she has taken full responsibility for who she is, her attitude, and how she has responded to life. It says that she refuses to assign blame to those who have hurt her. It says that she has wisely and lovingly responded to the negative actions of others so that any hurts inflicted upon her have produced compassion rather than bitterness. So please understand what is Oprah doing. She's categorically saying, criticize करना लोगों को बंद कर दिया, blame game करना खत्म कर दिया, victim बनना बंद कर दिया, लोगों ने criticize किया है तो उसके से positive result क्या निकला वो देखा है, उनके जो hurts हैं जो inflict हुए हैं उनके ऊपर उसको उन्होंने passion में लिया और bitterness में नहीं लिया. Now that is $1 million thing. We have to understand where are we operating from. There are 2 ways to interpret her answer. If she truly never felt the pangs of any discrimination, it means that she was so focused on her pursuit of excellence that she was virtually impervious to any such darts that had been hurled at her. Or if you take her statement at face value, if you take a statement at face value and no darts were in fact hurled, it says that her pursuit and achievement of excellence was so encouraging and inspiring that it totally disarmed her would-be detractors. So no matter how I interpret her answer, Oprah deserves my respect and admiration. So either I am so focused on my dreams that people can come and say whatever, it doesn't matter because मुझे पता है मुझे वहां जाना है. लोग तो बोलेंगे, I've just closed my ears. I've just become that horse with blinkers. I'm just running there without wondering who's saying what. Or if somebody's saying something, I'm listening to them, analyzing them, being rational about them, and taking only the compassion or the good guidance out of it, and not thinking कि अरे मुझे तो ये down करने के लिए इसने करा है. So that is how achievers are going to achieve their dreams when they are being very focused. Again, we remember we talked about that in this book also, that we get thinking about a past or a future, and to be in the power of now, to be in the present, we again tell ourselves focus, and we keep coming back to it and again refocusing. So she was so focused on her goal, on her dreams, that all she deserves is admiration and respect, and she was very bold enough. Because Oprah captured my respect in that first interview and has so reinforced it in the years that have followed, I have paid special attention to her personal and professional success. Several of my close friends, including Gary Smalley, have been guests on her show, and I have always been impressed at how quickly and passionately she catches their vision and communicates it in a way that enables millions of her viewers to understand and embrace it. And my friends have told me that she is a very caring and gracious host. But the quality that has impressed me the most, and I'm convinced is the engine that has driven her phenomenal success, is her passion. Her passion for life, her passion for her work, her passion for others, and her passion for excellence. So अगर आपको और मुझे passion ही नहीं होगा हमारे dreams के बारे में, तो क्या कर लेंगे हम लोग? Passion is a rocket fuel that keeps all 7 engines running. What passion has done for Oprah, it has done for every other dream maker I have ever known. In fact, I have never known or read about any dream achiever who hasn't been driven by a passion for his or her dreams. I now realize that passion is a powerful fuel that keeps all 7 rocket engines burning. Without passion, your engines will stop burning long before you reach the moon. It is a drive that keeps you going. Even when you're physically exhausted and emotionally drained, it is truly a secret power that is shared by everyone who shoots for the moons and hits it. So our passion is very, very important, but also important is to have equally passionate people as our partners. So the partners may be just your partners in terms of motivating you, but if they actually also have some gains out of it, it's going to be even more a solid partnership, because बिना किसी result के बहुत कम लोग fully end तक जा पाते हैं और help कर पाते हैं. So if I have an interest, I'll be able to help on it much more. Or a common interest. I have done this, have you done this? So the next important question is, why do America's richest people keep working? Bill Gates' net worth is approximately 36 billion, and this is long, long ago. If he and his wife spent 100 million a year, it would take them 360 years to spend the principal. At that rate, interest would last him hundreds of years more. Was this in the mind? The logical question is, why does he still show up for work every day? Steven Spielberg's net worth has been estimated to $1 billion. Not as much as Bill, but enough to live comfortably for his remaining years of life. Why does he still work nonstop from one film to another? Bill Cosby's worth is at least 300 million, and he still has to go to work 4 or 5 times a week. And then there's Oprah, Lee Iacocca, Ted Turner, Rupert Murdoch, and so on and so forth. Not only do they go to work every day, but if you followed them around, you would be exhausted by how hard and how long they work. Why do they do this so? There's only one answer: passion. They love what they're doing so much that even when they could put their life on cruise control, they never take their foot off the accelerator. So that's one thing for all of us to think about, even for our children. We have been pushing them, or we may have been pushing them into direction where we think is the right thing for them. But अगर उस बच्चे में passion ही नहीं है, so how will he or she filter and function? You can look at yourselves. But are you doing what you're passionate about in your business life, or are you doing something which is family run or societal pressures? So passion is the most important key. And abhi bhi, if you start doing something that you're passionate about, you will only hit the next level. I'll give you a quick example of my brother-in-law. So we belong to a transportation family. They separated out and he started doing his cold chain logistics. But he and his brother, but they're my first cousins. But Bhaiya had this passion for sports. Guess what? He started his little sport company and then he went on to buy the soccer company. And today he's financing the education and the sports of so many people who've gone for Olympics. And he's made a huge name for himself and he's doing so well. Why? Because he's passionate. And because he's doing something that he loves as passion, he's a better businessman even in logistics work because he's getting to do what he loves best. So two things can also be done together. Don't think ki passion kar rahe hain, dusra nahi kar payenge. You will have time for it. Because when you're doing something that you love, you will get double, triple, 4 times more quantum of energy. And you'll be able to do so much more. So that is the reason why passion is very, very, very important in your life. Now, is passion an inborn trait or it's something you acquire? So even though passion is a universal characteristic you will find in every dream maker, it is far from universal amongst the general population. In fact, it's extremely rare. I'm not talking about moments of passion, which are occasionally experienced by everyone. I'm talking about the kind of passion that drives a person to the heights of extraordinary achievements. It's as rare as diamonds among the population in general and as common as air amongst dream makers. Why? Is it just something you can either be born with or not? Or is passion something you can acquire? The answer is both. Some people seem to be born with it. They seem to be driven by passion almost in infancy. But most of the dream makers I have known were not born with it. They acquired it along the way. So can you turn the page? But people who seem to be born with it seem to have a natural passion for life in general. And just about everything else they choose to do personally or professionally is passion oriented. My partner, Jim Shaughnessy, is a good case in point. From the time he was a child, he did everything with all his heart and energy. It got him into a lot of trouble when it was channeled in the wrong direction, but it made him an all-American running back, a successful school teacher, and a prosperous businessman when it was channeled in the right directions. Believe it or not, he even grocery shops with passion. But people who are born with passion are as rare as platinum. Most people who become passionate acquire it, and that's great news for those of us who weren't born with it. So tomorrow we will learn about how can we acquire passion, or how can we develop passion, or how can passion help us ignite us to the next level. And most likely tomorrow we'll conclude this beautiful book and then we'll start tapping into wealth as well. So I hope this book gives us a lot of clarity on what we really want in life, on what we can have in life, how we can have in life, and what tools do we get in life. So thank you, Rahul sir, for showcasing this book. Tomorrow we'll begin again. This book is all about that. Akshay, good morning. I know you've been traveling and sometimes it's good to take a nap, but yes. So today we concluded a part of tapping into a part of a book about steps to impossible dreams. Tomorrow we should most likely conclude that. So now it's time for a hard thought. And I'd like Akshay to read. It'll be nice to have him back. Akshay, can you raise your hand? Okay, great. Thank you. So today is about employment. There are people looking for exactly what you have to offer, and you are being brought together on the checkerboard of life. So if you think about this, isn't this interesting? जो हम ढूंढ रहे हैं वो actually सामने, it's being available to us. So very, very important that we start rejoicing where we are. It's about employment. I rejoice in my employment. So let's read it. Akshay, over to you.
I rejoice in my employment. My job is to express God. I rejoice in this employment. I give thanks for every opportunity to demonstrate the power of divine intelligence to work through me. Anytime I am presented with a challenge, I know it is an opportunity from God, my employer, and I quiet my intellect, turn within, and wait for words of treatment to fill my mind. I accept these blessed revelations with joy and know that I'm worthy of my just reward for a job well done. In exchange for this exhilarating job, I'm abundantly compensated. My fellow employees, all humankind, are supportive, loving, cheerful, enthusiastic, and powerful workers in the field of spiritual unfoldment, whether they choose to be aware of it or not. I see them as perfect expressions of the one mind diligently applying themselves to their jobs, working for this unseen yet ever present chief operating officer, the ultimate chairman of the board. I know that my creative activity elicits financial abundance, for the job of expressing God is ever rewarded. And so it is.
So how wonderful. So if we start accepting that we are blessed, that whatever's coming in our way is there for us to become better, if we are happy and we see people around us rather than looking criticism and this person didn't do that, this person didn't do that, and we start looking at how supportive they are, how loving they are, how enthusiastic they are, how spiritually inclined they are, then this is who I'm attracting in my life. So more power to us in this journey where we start accepting people on their face value, on who they are, rather than thinking too much deeper down. So today, as you know, we began this beautiful book. Yes, it's a wonderful hard thought. I'm glad you read it in your powerful voice. So thank you so much, Akshay. So today, as you all know, we began mirror work. So we will be doing the mirror work meditation. It's a guided meditation written by Louise Hay. And I will be just reading that through this book. And you will also have this in her voice by the end of it. And I'll also intertwine a couple of our learnings into this. So let's just be aligned. So let's check our postures, our back straight, our feet firmly placed on the ground below or cross-legged, our eyes softly closed, our face with a soft smile, our hands in a comfortable resting position on our laps, if possible, facing heavenwards in a Gyan Mudra or the Buddha pose. Let's take a deep breath in. Be mindful about breathing and gently exhale it. Take your time in exhaling it. The stomach should go in, be sucked inside. That's how much you should exhale. Take a deep breath in. Your tummy should expand as much as possible, which means you're taking a real deep breath. Hold it. And gently exhale as much as possible. The third breath and the last breath this morning were in a meditation. Fill yourself with infinite love. Inhale infinite love, the love that reaches every part of your being. And as you exhale this love, you're sharing your love for your life with the world around you. Life is magical. Life is beautiful. Life is all about lessons. Life is about experiencing. I am blessed because I love the lessons I live and experience them in the totality by accepting the way they are for what I can't see. And I'm always counting my blessings. As a person, I'm evolving. As a person, I'm trying to become a better version of myself. By now, I'm clear that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And when it comes to human life, with it comes societal pressures, conditioning. Sometimes it scars me because I am not clear of who my real identity is. But today I've embarked on this journey of self-love. 3 weeks of self-love, and here I am, ready to embrace myself the way I am. It's not as easy, but I promise to myself that I will make the first effort and I will let this go through because I believe in the power of dreams and whatever comes alongside to help me elevate my journey. I also believe that with proper priority planning, with my proper learning, I can make this work. I'm a person who never says to anyone anymore that I don't have the time for this because I know I can schedule it and everything is possible in my world. And so it is. Each one of us has ability to love ourselves unconditionally more and more. Each one of us deserves to be loved. Each one of us deserves to live well, to be absolutely healthy, to be loved and to be loving and to prosper as much as possible. And that little child within each one of us deserves to grow up into a wonderful adult. The little child who was conditioned with societal pressures, with people saying something, and not because it was full of love and light. That little child is now growing up within us into a flourishing, abundant human being. To see ourselves surrounded by love is the biggest gift we can give to ourselves. So let's see ourselves in a bubble of pink bubble, full of love, full of health, full of happiness. This whole bubble around us has made us each whole and complete. We were complete. We are complete. And further on, we'll still become more healthier, more happier, and more whole. You can now break the bubble knowing that the beautiful idea of love and light is already within you. And now you can see your life as you would like it to be. You can put all the details required. Know that you deserve it. Whatever you want in your life, think of it. Add to your life. Now you can take the love from your heart and let it begin to flow, filling your body fully. Trillions of cells in your body. And this love from your heart is reaching from all directions of every part of your being. You're soaked with love. Visualize the people you love sitting on either side of you. Keep adding them as much as you want, how many of the people you love. Let the love flow to those on your left. Become a channel of love and let the love flow. See them smiling back at you with eyes full of love. And keep sending them comforting, healing thoughts. Surround them with more love, more encouragement, and more support. Wish them abundance and wealth and wellness. And yet, now is the time for you to shift your focus for people on the right. Let the love from your heart flow to the people on your right. Surround them with healing energies, love, light, peace, abundance, and bliss. Let your love flow around the room until you're sitting in an enormous circle of love. Feel the love circulating as it goes out from you and then comes back to you multiplied. Remember, your one heart is giving love unconditionally in all directions. But so many hearts are giving you that love back. You are a person full of love. Love is the most powerful healing force there is. You can take this love out into the world and silently share it with everyone you meet. Love yourself. Love one another. Love the planet and know that we are all one. The more we give, the more we get. We receive love from the people in the room. We are full of love, so much of love that we gave love outside the room, in the world around. And our love was multiplied because we received so much more love from the world. Love is all there is. Love is all I have. Let's let our virtues expand as we fall in love with ourselves and our lives. And so it is. Feel being blessed with love unconditionally in every part of your being. Let's bow down to Mother Earth and thank her for the love that we felt as we became channels of unconditional love, infinite love. And the joy we saw on the smiles and the faces of all the loved ones around us is something that we're taking to our heart, filling our heart with more such beautiful feelings. Dear Mother Earth, today I'm soaked with love. And I know it's you who's prepared me with giving me a solid foundation because I stand tall and proud. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we can look at our eye level and thank our wonderful life and lives that we've spent. There are so many loved ones that we haven't even met till now. They have been with us as partners or people we knew in our lives. And now, as we operate out of unconditional love, more such opportunities and people and events keep coming in my life, where we're again cherishing each one with love. So thank you to all the people who were there, who are there, and who will be there. I am unconditional love flowing like a river of joy. My right now is blessed because I am saturating myself with unconditional love, knowing that it will manifest as dreams coming true, as abundant joy, as bliss in the near future and in lives to come. So I am thankful for all that I have. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's look up at heavens above, open our hands. Let's thank our heaven, let's thank our universe. Let's feel blessed. May I be the channel of love and light. Dear universe, thank you for blessing me with abundance of love. When I have this virtue, everything in my life expands to the best version of it. Dear divinities, thank you for choosing me and blessing me. Dear angels, thank you for guiding me. Dear guardians, thank you for ensuring I'm always safe, protected. Expand our angel heart by expanding our hands from the left and right of our chest, our heart. I am love. May I be the channel of love for everyone today. I am light. May I be the channel of light for everyone today. I am a blessing. May I be the channel of blessings for someone today and always. Let's fold our hands in gratitude and say to our universe that I most definitely am open and receptive, that I most definitely believe in the process of life, and I most definitely and humbly thank everything in my life. Let's rub them together. Bless our face, our five senses. Bless our neck, our shoulders, arms, backside, upside to bottom side. Keep touching it, keep blessing it. Come to your soles, bless it. Turn your hands to your front of your feet. Bless your calves, your knees, your thighs, sexual organs, excretory organs, your entire gut area, having your intestines, liver, stomach, kidneys, colon, gallbladder. Bless your lungs. Bless your heart, feel it beat. And now bless it with more love. I'm willing to learn to love me. And so it is. I with love-filled heart, let's expand our hands to bless each other the day and a life full of love and light. Let us all be blessed. Meenakshi, Ruchi, Manish, Pratima ji, Manisha, Kuldeep ji, Kunal, Alona, Gyanji, Usha ji, Shami, Ankur, Vijay ji, Akshay, Kamakshi, Nikita, Surendra ji, Neha, Shalu, Peena ji, Jitendra ji, Kunjan ji, Richa, Sonakshi Mohindra, Rahul sir, Arvind Jain ji, Niksha Raga, Shivani Gupta, Anita Sheikh, Ruchi Madan, Amit Gupta, Supriya Chabra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all the people doing the session virtually, may you be filled with a day full of love and light. May your life be full of love and light. And so it is. And big round of gratitude to Amrita for sending us our assignments and the books that we study. So today you will be receiving two books. Today you'll be receiving one book, which is Mirror Work. And I think day after we start with Tapping into Wealth. So we will be getting that book also. So a couple of things which I need to talk to you about. I think all the groups need to fill in their scores. The group guardians need to fill their scores every day. That has your group done the gratitude or not every day? The angels need to check every day that have the affirmations been done. You need to upload the form that are you the group's angel or the guardian. So two people are going to fill that every single day from one group. Similarly, all of you, please do not forget to count your blessings. Please do not forget to do your assignments. Today you have to do one assignment from the mirror. And mirror work is very, 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 very important. It's important for every single person, no matter you think that, oh, I'm loved, I'm blessed. Even then, mirror work is very important. It's one of the life-changing books that I have felt in my life. So I bring that for every Sangha. So next time, I'm not sure if it's coming or not coming, or if I'm having a session or not having, but please, please do this book very beautifully. You will also be receiving a fabulous YouTube session from Louise Hay in her voice about the meditation that we did. So I wove the meditation with a couple of other things she will only have for this love-filled journey. So you will be in that also. And incredibly believable, we finished that, Meenakshi, yesterday. I announced it. We finished it. So yesterday we finished the incredibly believable book on a note about light workers, about all of us can be the channels of light if we want to be. So we finished that book yesterday. That's why today we began mirror work. So we finish one book and we start the other book. That's how the flow goes. So tomorrow, hopefully we finish the simple steps to impossible dreams. And then day after we start into tapping into wealth. So that's how the journey goes. So we basically have 4 books every day. One book is you start your book with Luke Cottino's lifestyle practices. Then your 2 books that you study interspersed with the Surya Namaskars, and you end with the heart thought. So that's the curriculum. So thank you everyone for being a part of this magical morning. Any sessions, any sharings, any reflections, any questions, please feel free to ask whether it's about incredibly believable or what did you understand from that or anything. I mean, I'm okay with anything. 5 minutes is a good idea for doing that if you want. And if not, of course, we are good on our own journey, then absolutely more power to us. And to your spouses, I can't see Shikha Gupta, I can't see Priyanka, I can't see a couple of spouses. So please invite them for this journey of mirror work. You will get this session, you will get it. So unse bhi karwa lijiye, because if both of you fall in love with yourselves, imagine how much you'll fall in love with each other. So it's going to be nice to do that, because a lot of times in Indian marriages, we generally don't fall in love. So it's very important to fall in love first with ourselves and then with each other. So if possible, do this book. It'll help you each other in doing the mirror work assignments also, and in resonating what you're going through. So if possible, motivate them. And even for the ones, mirror work in English, I haven't done on YouTube. No, I have done in Hindi. My evening batch is only Hindi. I've never done in English. Only for the children I've done magic. Yeah. So even those of us who are not doing, our spouses aren't doing, but they can do this mirror work, maybe invite them along. They have the meditations, they have the book. So maybe they can do it simultaneously. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't think there are any persuasion for spouses. I don't know. Maybe I could talk. I don't know. I genuinely feel that if couples have actually come in together and they're not coming for something, at least this is something they'd all love to do it. I mean, I think women love the idea of probably falling in love with themselves because very often they haven't fallen in love. Even men, I buy only women. I think even men haven't fallen in love with themselves. They've been taught to do for others. Very rarely have you been told that, very rarely the Kareena Kapoors who come and say, I'm my own favorite, my apni favorite home. But I think very few people say that. So if those who say that, just Asmeet one, and which is Prakash second, it's so amazing to have them. Persuasion is a challenge, but it's beautiful, Kunjanji. And I truly feel that everyone is marked with a journey. Maybe right now is not the journey for them. So, but if they're open and receptive, maybe they can have the recordings and you can just put them in the virtual session if they can't wake up in the morning at 5. I know 5 is kind of early, but like look at Shami and Ankur, they've been hooked on to this for and they just are there in the morning as a couple. So yeah, there are people who are coming. So it's not like you have to fall in love with it. Alona and her husband Salish came for the entire first 2 batches together because they were hooked onto it. So I know it's a little challenge, but it's not as tough. If you think it's a challenge, it'll be a challenge. So more power to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep living in this world of love and light. Be blessed. Thank you. God bless us all.